Rod Vachon Holdings proudly presents Warwick Radio Chats with ring announcer Joseph Herron.
Guys, welcome. Happy Monday afternoon to all of you guys as a special treat and a matinee brought to you by Affordable Dentures and Implants with 400 locations nationwide. Guys, as a special treat, we have the incomparable Coach Bullet Cromwell Gordon. How you doing, sir?
All is well, baby. All is well. Like you said, happy Monday.
Happy Monday, brother. Happy Monday. It's very important to get the work week started off straight. So what a better way to do that? I tell you what, with the tutelage of Coach Bullet. And you know what, Coach? Should we just get this out of the way? I don't know if everyone knows yet as to what happened. Would you like to just get that out of the way, get the big fat pink elephant in the room out of the way as far as your split with this Saturday's co-main event feature, Rolly Romero?
Yeah, like I've said before previously, it is just a decision made by myself as a trainer and as a man of integrity and respect for myself. You know, that when I get to a point with an athlete that for somewhat whatever reason doesn't, want to live or, continue to grow in a certain sense with me, is my decision to go. Most trainers, they get fired. Most trainers, I'm not one of those guys, because at the end of the day, I make money outside of boxing. You understand? So dealing with these guys they were dealing with Rolly for like 9 years, pretty much for free. Training day in, day out, fight in, fight out. The only person that's been to every last one of his fight, every last one of his training camp, father figure / big brother role to him. Just, the things that coaches do, real coaches and trainers do.
Psychiatrist, chauffeur,
exactly,
all of that.
so many hats. And, the only thing is, for me, is the disrespect and the discrediting factor of it all. You know what I'm saying? I wish any fighter that I've ever touched, ever worked with, I always wish him the best. I know he could beat Pitbull Cruz easy, because Pitbull's going to stand there for him if he just continue to do what he's been doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to feel or think that I have ill feelings or bad will towards him, because I don't. It's nothing but love. It's nothing but respect. But I have to respect myself as a man of integrity and a man of respect. So that's it for that. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Yeah. Well, and that's a big problem, because I think I know where the problem always seems to lie. And Don Chargan, our mentor, that's why we're called Warwick Boxing, right? After the late great Don Warwick Chargan. And he taught me, he said, it's so easy to get into a young fighter's ear and ultimately get into their head. And although there are so many great, experienced, intelligent people around them, giving them great advice, they always seem to listen to the guys who don't really have their best interests at heart, one, and two, don't know what the hell they're talking about. And he always called them urban advisors.
Right. right. I mean, you got guys,
the case here?
Yeah, you got guys that been around the game, been around camps, you know what I'm saying? And they feel like they can pick up something and tell your fighter something or something like that. I'm like, 0-0 pro debut to 15-1 in a pro, only one loss to Gervonta Davis. And somebody else could tell you something that me can't tell you. It's kind of like unreal. You understand what I'm saying? And then another thing is, you're not a young fighter over the age of 21. At 13, I knew how to make a grown man decision. As a fighter, in late 20s, you're not a kid. You should know how to move in the streets, in the gym, in life. You know how to move with your actions, because your actions speak louder than words. So, just with that being said, I'm at a place right now where, I've never signed any fighter. I never wanted to. I never had to, because even if I sign a contract with a fighter and me and you not seeing eye to eye, I'm out. because I got the knowledge, I got the game, I got the
That's
gift.
it.
So what these guys don't seem to understand is trainers, and a lot of my message is really towards trainers as well, because the trainers they accept this bullshit from these fighters because they're broke, they're old, they're washed up, they don't have nothing going on in their lives. I have a lot
Mm-hmm.
going on in my life apart from boxing. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
humanitarian. I got my own brands of distribution for liquor, tobacco, you know what I'm saying, solar
Yep.
energy, promote. I got a lot going on. I'm moving into my new phase as a promoter in boxing as well. So with that being said, I'm the person that they need to hold on to.
Yep.
You know, so with this new move, I've learned a couple of things. I've learned that I made the right decision. I've learned that I'm always stand 10 toes down in my beliefs and my values and my morals. And that's just how it is. I mean, I cannot be uncomfortable in my own skin.
Indeed. Indeed. And so, well, and this is not new to boxing. A fighter is going to go unnamed. Who used to train with my colleague and long-term partner, Coach James Gogi. He's now training fighters out of Leon, Mexico. This is why he stopped training in America. Now, let me see if you share this sentiment. He said these fighters got spoiled with a sense of entitlement and lazy. Your thoughts?
Yeah. No, 100%. Once they get this social media behind them and they get this falsified image of love from other people and the masses, which is just a time, it's like a ticking time bomb. It's only a matter of time before they like you and then they hate you. You know what I'm saying? So if you fall into that trap of believing social media that people really give a damn, then you get back, into the real world, and you wonder why people got, some mental illness situation with some of these fighters, when they understand that the fake love in their face is the same fake love on the internet, because numbers will trick you. They're not liking you, they watching you. You know what I'm saying? And they're laughing at you. A lot of these guys, like even with Ryan, you see things with him, like, bro,
Oh boy.
You're supposed to be the next big Mexican star, and now they're trying to make Pitbull another big Mexican star. So, Pitbull Cruz is a dog, but he's one-dimensional. You cannot beat Rolly. Not from what I've taught him. If they fuck him up and teach you some bullshit, yes, maybe. But I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I've been so busy in the sport, building fighters in the lab, coming up with certain combinations and mindset, to destroy another fighter. That is very few people that could beat me in a chess game, fighter to fighter. Very few.
And there it is. And there it is. So let's get it out of the way then, since we're on the topic, right? Are you surprised at the betting odds? Like almost every sports book. Well, I'm gonna tell you then, every sports book that has Rolly Romero, the current WBA junior welterweight champion, listed as a 2-1 betting underdog, with Isaac Cruz, the Pitbull, listed as the favorite, 2.5 to 1. Coach, are you a bit surprised about that?
No, let me give you a game. That's Vegas. That's a sucker bet. That's a sucker bet.
So here it is. Coach, how do you see this fight playing out, and what does Rolly have to do to be successful here?
Just got to keep turning him and keep punching him in his face. Rolly got good legs. He can move around the ring. He can stand there and fight, and he has a one-hitter quitter. So he can stop him with one punch, or, guys like Pitbull that comes forward, for them it's uppercut, left hook that'll get him out the way. You know what I'm saying? Uppercut, left hook, maybe a straight right, or uppercut, left hook and straight to the body. Either or. But his head is so big. He's sitting right there. And Rolly's a big puncher. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I take nothing away from Champ. I think Champ will stop him. I don't think he's going to go to distance, because Rolly's not satisfied with distance fights. He doesn't like to go to distance. Well, our mindset from Beast Boxing International is, it's only scheduled for those rounds.
And there it is. Like Adrian Broner once famously said, you don't get paid for overtime.
Hey, you feel me? You really don't. You really don't. So if you get out there 1, 2, 5, 6, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Same paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Same camp. Why staying there with a 50-50 gamble after 9, 10, 11, 12 rounds? Now it's like somebody took the foot off the gas pedal for somebody else to get back in the fight. If you give any top world-class fighter 6 rounds, all tenacity, all speed, all power, all movement, you see Tommy Hearns and Hagler. That's what you're gonna get. I don't give a damn what kind of shape you in.
And there it is. And there it is. So just because you're analyzing this, what does Isaac Cruz have to do to be successful against the very underrated and very athletically gifted Rolly Romero?
Well, I don't want to give him no points.
No, it's all right. That's all right. You're an analyst here, sir.
But he has to do more than what he's been doing before. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, very good. We respect that.
Yeah.
I tell you what. So is it going to be hard watching this and you're not right there in the corner?
I feel like when I get to the fight, I might still be a little, in the coaching side because of my energy. You know what I'm saying? Not sending to him or nothing that's going on, just how I'm gonna feel ringside. I feel like it's one of the situations like I'm still being a corner because that's somebody that I've developed for so many years. You know what I'm saying? And I do want the best, but I do want him to win. You understand? So I think I might be a little anxious, to say the least.
Yeah. I
tell you what, that's being real.
Yeah, so you're gonna be right there ringside at the event, huh?
I don't like really ringside. I like one layer up, so I'm gonna see what the seats are available today or tomorrow, and I'm gonna pick my seat right above the ring, like in the middle, because I don't like the floor is too much action, too much people walking in front of your face and all that.
Yeah, and if the Charlo brothers are there, you're gonna see a fight. I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding. Now, I love all the smoke. So maybe I'll sit ringside.
No offense. I love the Charlos. They're Jamal's a friend of mine. So
it's all boxing, baby. I love the
that's
boxing.
It. You know what I mean? That's it.
A whole lot of testosterone in one building.
So here we have to ask you a question. Well, first of all, guys, if you have any questions for the incomparable Coach Bullet, please let him go. Let's say hello to our dear friends in the chat before we actually move forward. My brother Tycho TV, welcome to the show, and thank you for supporting the coach on this day. And also my brother G Funky Boxing. Thank you for supporting the coach, brother. And if you guys haven't already, please go subscribe to our dear friend G Funky Boxing. Always does great work, always does great interviews on his channel, and as well as Okush. Yes, this is Rolly's former trainer. You don't look a day over 27, Coach.
Right. Yeah, I won the world title with Rolly at 42, man. You know what I'm saying?
And there it is. And our we want to welcome also our friend, the real Mert TV. Hey, he's gonna be joining the mass exodus with everyone moving to Texas. Good move, my friend. Move to San Antonio. Austin is getting way too crowded. Also, my brother Hands of Stone. He says, Coach, how do you see the fight happening? Fight prediction.
I got Rolly winning.
And there it is. And so what were your thoughts were you excited when you heard that Keith Thurman, after 2 years of being inactive, over 2 years, was going to get this spot against Tim Tszyu? Were you excited to see that main event initially? Or no. What were your thoughts?
No, I wasn't. I don't like the fact that Tim Tszyu is hot right now and Keith Thurman is cold. He's coming off of a long layoff. He should have had a tune-up fight or two before fighting somebody like Tim Tszyu in the first place. Whatever injury he suffered in camp is because you're trying to force and rush the time clock, and it doesn't work like that with the human body, especially coming out of a dry spell. I was hoping that he had good quality sparring at least to go into a top fight with somebody like on the lineup to be that dude in boxing. So I'm glad that it didn't happen on Thurman's behalf because I respect him as a fighter and as a competitor. You understand? So you want them to bring their best effort. You understand?
Yeah, I was actually very intrigued. I wanted to see what Keith had left, but you're absolutely right, and he's no spring chicken any longer. When you get 36 and you get into a serious camp after a long layoff, yeah, that's when injuries happen, isn't it? Oh boy. Yes, can you hear us, sir? Very good, very good. Very good. And so what were your thoughts? Well, obviously you weren't surprised when he had that injury then.
No, I wasn't surprised. And like I said, for his legacy, for his fans, for his family, I think it was a good decision. Now with them replacing him for Fundora, that is a political slick move. Fundora lost to Mendoza and Carson. I was there. Yep. And he just got another shot at a world title. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So the Tyrant Inferno, I like him. He's a good kid. Yep. He just, needs to keep it long. If he keeps it long, which he has a problem keeping things long because he likes to fight inside, even though it's so tall.
I know.
If he keeps it long and he could change that about himself in his camp, I hope they worked on that, then he has a great chance to be a star in boxing. But Tim Tszyu is too hot right now, man.
Yep. He's been active, and he's been facing. You really have to pay a lot of respect to No Limits, his promoter down under.
Right.
They've been doing a great job in nurturing and cultivating his brand, and they've been doing it the right way, gradually over time, just getting him in with progressing with competition, and that's the way it's done.
Samson Litowich, his manager, great job by Samson as well.
Exactly, Samson. One of the smartest. I think he's got one of the best eyes for talent as well.
Yes, he got him and Benavidez,
Yep. Oh, we're going to get into that topic. We need to get your thoughts on that as well as soon as we finish breaking down and analyzing this main event. I've never seen Fundora use his height or his reach to his advantage.
You have to understand this, though. His glasses, right? And I'm not trying to be funny. So he may be farsighted. You understand? Because if you're that long and you feel comfortable fighting on the inside, that means you're not seeing from far away very well.
Wow. I never even thought of that, but you're absolutely right. Every time I've seen him in person, he's been wearing glasses.
Thick glasses, not glasses.
Coke bottles.
Yes. Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah. I tell you what, that's why we love meeting with the coaches, because you guys have those eyes.
We see everything. We see everything, bro. And a lot of things I keep to myself. That's why when I bet, I always win when I bet.
And there it is. There it is.
You understand? How you hit that bet? Trust me, styles make fights, brother. You know what I'm saying? like our Devin Haney versus Prograis. I bet that. I was like, bro, Prograis is a step too slow for Haney. And we work with Haney with Maurice Lee, get ready for his camp, because Maurice is my southpaw, 16, 1-2. And Devin just looks bigger and stronger at 40. And I was like, yeah, Prograis ain't ready for what he's gonna face. They thinking about a kid at 19, 20-year-old Devin at that time. And I'm like, bro, I'm betting money on Devin. You know what I'm saying? He got it.
Yeah, and also, the biggest fight of his career, he elects to not go with Bobby Benton as chief second.
Hey, listen, this is what happened to my man Deontay Wilder, one of the most gifted heavyweights. But you got Mark Breland, top dog coach, and you're gonna walk away from him because he wanted you to live to fight another day. Coaches have to save fighters from themselves more than people even want to believe. But Mark Breland made a decision because he loved him and wanted to see him survive, and he went to somebody like Malik Scott that's less experienced. I'm not ever taking no glory from no coach. You put time with those fighters, do your thing. But Mark Breland and Wilder has a system. You stick to that, like Earl Spence and his trainer. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they have a system. Bud, his crew, they got a system. You don't change those systems if it's
Yep.
working. Like Derrick James and Earl Spence, look at how Frank Martin is fighting. You know he's in the same system as Earl Spence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't understand that one. I understand that you went up against a shredder and one of the smartest, well, if not the smartest fighter in boxing and the most ambidextrous, like the best switch hitter since Marvin Hagler, and you decide to leave your coach.
Listen, I had a battle back in 22 where we changed strength and conditioning our methods, and it to me changed a lot about Rolly. I felt like he didn't strength train the way he's supposed to, the way we used to, and cut weight the way that we used to. So once they get to a certain position where they feel like they could do things different, that's when the mind starts. I'm about to curse.
Oh,
that's
boy.
when the mind starts eating away at them. I'm gonna use that for a better term. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you change some things about yourself on the biggest moment of your life,
oh boy,
that is not smart.
Yeah, you know what? I could tell you so many stories, as I'm sure you could tell everyone stories about fighters. Yes, just people getting in their ear and not making the right decisions for themselves.
Everybody think they know something. Yeah, you know something, but you don't know this particular fighter. If I've been with this fighter for 3 years, let's say 3 or 5, I know him better than you. You know, you may be a better, quote unquote, more experienced coach than me, but I know this fighter better than you know this fighter. So, so who do you think should be the better person for this fighter?
And there it is. And you know, also, and I'm sure you're referencing Coach Ismael Salas, who's a great coach, very smart, but I can tell you with great certainty that Rolly Romero isn't getting the same one-on-one time with his Ismael Salas.
Of course not. I mean, listen, Ismael Salas is my guy. I love him. He's a great man, a great trainer, a legend. I sit down with him. We share a couple beers back in the day. Listen, I don't discredit. I'm glad out of anybody, he did go to Salas. You understand?
Yep. Yeah.
For the Cuban family, for his dad, you know what I'm saying? For the whole, energy. I'm glad.
Yep.
Okay. But facts is facts. Before Rolly became a champion, he wouldn't even look at Rolly. He kicked Rolly out the gym before.
Really?
So all this crap about my first coach, first of all, your first coach in pro boxing is me. 0-0 to the interim world championship until this fight. No other coach except Benavidez Sr. When my father died in Belize, 2017, I had to go bury him. That's the only time, and I still got back in time for the fight at Sam's Town and finished coaching him from the sidelines.
And there it is.
You understand what I'm saying? So I don't like to, that's what I'm talking about, the discrediting. If I get you from 0-0 and the amateurs not doing nothing major amateurs for 0-0 in a pro to make you a world champion, you cannot discredit me, no matter how you want to put it. You know what I'm saying? Like his father, Rolando Romero Sr., is the most influential person in his boxing career. Yes, he is. Pops is my dude. That's a brother to me. You feel me?
Yep. And there it is. And there it is. So, you know what? My internet seems to be acting up. Boy, this Texas internet. My goodness. Yeah, move to Texas, guys. Get terrible internet. Chihuahua. So we want to go to the chat once again. Sid UK says, salute to Coach Bullet. He will get his trainer of the year at some point for sure. He has good knowledge and skills for sure. Indeed.
I've been coaching year 2022 and 2023, bro. I'm going to tell you right now, I had over 30-some professional fights. And in the last 2 years, 97% knockout ratio wins. No other coach is doing that. Female champion, Zarieta Black Rose McCoy. IBO Intercontinental champion. And Rolly champion at the same time. What other coach has a male and female champion in the same year? But they're going to discredit me because, why? I'm young. They think I'm new to this, which is good. But I've been coach of the year. I've been that. I don't need nobody to tell me I'm coach of the year because of politics and no votes. I got amateurs that doing real damages out here, you know, turning pro early because amateurs ain't nothing to them. You feel me?
Look, all I can say is this, Coach. If Creed decides to do another like a remake of Rocky and Mr. T, Clubber Lang, you
Yeah.
would play an excellent Clubber Lang. You sound almost identical to Mr. T back in the 80s.
Buddy, tell him to call me. Tell him to call me. You know, and listen, I'm Hollywood bound anyway. Tell him to call me.
You definitely had the charisma, brother. Larry Liston, welcome to the show, sir. Double L says tremendous respect for Coach Bullitt. Now, although no one would admit it, Rolly's game plan against Barroso was actually quite intelligent. Move and get distance till Barroso's legs get tired.
Thank you. I mean, after what was that, Larry? Hey, look, after a stoppage loss to Tank, a fighter gets hit in the head due to the fact that he was dehydrated. Don't give me, I'm not making an excuse, but he's dehydrated. Anyways, you have to learn how to coach a fighter through his next big situation. And the next big situation became a world champion fight right after that. It wasn't a warm-up or a tune-up. You know, against Barroso, 24 fights, 22 knockouts.
Yep.
This man has power like you got power. And he got more experience than you. So why go in there and fight fire with fire when his fire is blazing hotter than yours because of experience? So you got to let that fire come down, which is the energy and the legs. Once you start losing a step in the 6th, 7th round, I told Rolly, hey, now you step on the gas pedal. Rolly wanted to fight from the first round, but he listened. And now the feedback that he got from the fight probably messed with his head a little bit, but that was a perfect game plan. Because coming off of the trauma of being stopped, you have to get back comfortable in that ring to taking those shots again with 8-ounce gloves and no headgear. It's a big difference.
Yep. And a very motivated Ismael Barroso after the news that he got, the tragic news, and our thoughts and prayers to him and his family. But just ask O'Hara Davies how hard Ismael Barroso punches.
Right. And Davies was talking so much about, stopping Rolly and this and that, bro. Rolly would stop you in 1 round too. You don't have no defense. Hey, listen. Oh, here Davies didn't have a game plan. I was at the fight because I went to watch because I want to see it. I was at the fight and I seen this guy come in there just throwing whatever, throwing with no defense, throwing without pulling, without slipping. I said, he don't have a game plan.
Oh boy.
And if you know how hard a puncher punches, look at Mayweather. He will dance around that ring till he figures you the hell out. Yep. Give yourself a couple rounds to figure out a fighter and see what type of shape and condition or tenacity they're bringing in that fight. You don't have to go in there, jump in the water and start swimming.
And that's exactly why in most championship fights, we see the first round that is more of a feeling out round. You want to get your eyes adjusted to the timing and speed and movement of your opponent.
Exactly.
Because, you can get caught cold, especially against a puncher like Barroso.
There you go. And that cold shit is real. You see what happened to Alexa? You see what happened to Alexa Roca in the forum when he fought the kid with Sulilan, something like that. Anyways, the kid jumped on him. Yeah. The kids jumped on him and he was cold. If he wasn't cold, he would have did way better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He took forever to come out the locker room and I seen that. I was like, yeah, something ain't right in my head. And then there he comes, not even warmed all the way up,
Yep, there it is. So let's get back then to the main event on this Saturday night's card, and it's going to be pay-per-view. Coach, this isn't exactly the greatest pay-per-view main event I've ever seen, but it's on pay-per-view out of necessity, and we want to encourage everyone to support our beloved boxing. Purchase this pay-per-view, guys. Don't steal it. Purchase it. Don't steal it.
Yeah, I think they should have Rolly and Pitbull as main event.
I'm sorry, what?
They should have Rolly and Pitbull as main event.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's actually going to prove to be a better fight, I think.
Absolutely.
More competitive.
Absolutely.
But because of Australian distribution, they're going to make a lot of money from the Australian distribution, so he's the main eventer, Tim Tszyu. And so, but yeah, I agree 100%. So let's go to Tim Tszyu versus Seabass Fundora. Your prediction, sir, and what is and you've already stated the keys to victory for Sebastian Fundora. Do you see him executing that? And you know what? That is such a brilliant observation. I don't think anyone's ever thought of the wow.
They're not Coach Bullet. Look, cerebral assassin, baby. Cerebral assassin. I see all this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So would you mind actually if I created an article out of that and wrote an article on this?
Of course, because you know why? It shows the detail of my training and the detail of my observation of fighters and their strengths and their weaknesses. I can see listen, when my guys have to fight someone, I study them like a hawk. I watch how they walk their dog, how they talk to their mother, how they treat their kids. I mean, I'm obsessed with them, you know, until we beat them.
And there it is. And there it is. I guess that's the way you have to be.
Gotta be.
You know, the saying, the old adage, don't leave any stone unturned.
Exactly.
And there it is. So who do you see winning? And how do you see this playing out, sir?
Once again, Sebastian coming off of that loss to Mendoza, he's going to be maybe a little gun shy or maybe a little shell shock at first until he get comfortable. If he takes too long to get comfortable, he will get hurt again because Tim Tszyu is a very big puncher and he's aggressive. So, to be honest with you, I see Tim Tszyu coming off with the W because of the confidence that may be lacking in Fundora. But on the other side, Fundora comes out confident and hungry and have a point to prove to the world that he belongs. We'll have a good fight.
Well, let's hope for the latter. Let's hope for the latter. But guys, it's going to be on this Saturday. Care of PBC, Amazon Prime. Guys, go get it. Get it. Support your beloved boxing here in the American market because it's, we don't want every fight going to Saudi Arabia or overseas. Chihuahua. Oh gosh, you know what? I think they made a bit. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Coach.
I love the fact that sometimes Saudi Arabia is stepping in to give some of these guys a nice payday, though, because we are prize fighters. You know, a lot of people fight with pride, but at the end of the day, we're prize fighters. We got to feed our families and change our legacy and change our tax brackets. And sometimes these promoters on this side is not giving these fighters the just due of the payment that they deserve. Then you fight in certain states. If you fight in these big states that has state tax, like California or New York, you're losing 30-40% of your check right off of taxes. So, you know, when you go get a payday, that's for any athlete.
So let's get into that because I have no idea why Golden Boy chose to put Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia at the Barclays Center in New York City, Brooklyn.
Well, you know, some promotion company have dates and obligations to venues.
Yep, sites. Yep.
So to me, it's probably that. I think the fight should have been at the Crypto in LA or Las Vegas, Nevada, at T-Mobile. I mean, for the fans of those two fighters.
Yeah, they're from California. Yeah.
Right. So now that you put them in New York, I think it's gonna sell, but I just feel like Crypto, man,
it would have already been sold out by now.
By now, yeah. You have to buy $2,000 for a nosebleed. But you know, that's where all these obligations come in on the business side when it comes to this fight game. You understand? And
Indeed.
Me going into the promotion side of things, I've really been studying this for a long time, for many years. So I'm ready for my promotional journey now. And watching some of these things, I like to control my narrative and where my fighters fight. And I really want to develop. I'm going to develop. Let's put that in the air. The best fights coming out of Las Vegas.
Well, that's exciting. Tell you what, that's exciting.
And hold on, not for the super champions. I'm talking about all these fighters in the city of Las Vegas will not have a platform to perform month after month after month to build themselves into household names with some TV attention, become, you know what I'm saying, stars as they go up in their career. Because Vegas is the fight capital of the world, and my ability to see that and to understand that there's a void for that right now is where I believe my success will come from. Teaming up with other promoters, Reed Boxing, Platinum, with Othello Torrance, you know, these guys, you know, we got to get this stuff rolling for Vegas, you know what I mean? Because everybody wants a reason to come to Vegas, right? Fighting.
Adult playground. Yep, the adult playground. That's
exactly.
So let's look at the undercard just a bit.
Okay.
Is there really much you can say about 42-year-old Erislandy Lara versus Michael Zarafa, which is being thrown on this card because, once again, they're expecting a huge distribution and a huge allotment of money coming from Australia?
Yeah.
You can pass, coach.
No. I'm not gonna pass on Lara because Lara's one of my favorite southpaws
Yep.
of recent. I think he did a great job beating Canelo in the fight that they had, but they gave it to Canelo, of course. I think
Coach Ronnie would love to hear you say that.
yeah, I really gave credit to Lara for that fight. He beat Canelo with his legs moving laterally, and he just got the bad side of that because he should have been a superstar. But
Yep.
I think Lara has so much experience, man. He's such a beautiful fighter that whatever version of himself pulls up with conditioning behind him, he can win any night.
Yep. Agreed. And in the opening bout of the pay-per-view, I thought they made a big mistake in changing out instead of now Brian Mendoza and Sergey Boachuk starting off things, and boy, that's going to be a banger. They are now, because they don't want two WBC 154 bouts, championship bouts on the same card. That's going to be a little confusing for the fans. So they are starting things off with Julio Cesar Martinez. And I don't even remember when the last time he's fought, Coach. Against
Mendoza getting the short end of that stick, bro. That is not fair because he beat Sebastian Fundora. Now he's off the TV slot and Fundora get to fight the main event. That is not cool at all. You know,
Nope.
that, like I said, that's that politics, that's that bullshit, but it is boxing and you got to stay ready for whatever. Congratulations to Fundora for the second chance opportunity. And that's good because we had the same situation with Rolly when he fought Barroso after losing to Gervonta. So I hope he's ready. That's all I'm going to say. But Brian Mendoza should have had one of those top spots.
Yep. The big quandary was that he had just lost to Tim Tszyu. That was the big dilemma there. But yeah, Brian Mendoza versus Sergey Boachuk. I love this fight.
Yeah, and it should be televised.
It should. It's going to be televised. It's going to try to. Their ideology is they want this to entice people to. They think it's going to be a real action-filled fight, and they want it to entice people to purchase the pay-per-view. That's their logic. But they're really going to discount this fight because not as many people are going to be in the arena just yet.
Yes, exactly. And they're going to see that. Well, listen, like I said, man, that's why this boxing game is so crazy, so dirty, so fucked up, so beautiful at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Just a whole plethora of everything, you know. So, you know, it's a fight game, you know, you gotta love it.
And so your thoughts on do you have any thoughts on the Julio Cesar Martinez after being injury prone against Angelino Cordova for the WBC World Flyweight title?
Yeah, I don't know about those injuries giving him a fair chance. We'd have to see how that therapy and all that stuff looks, and if he's going to throw shots the same way after certain injuries, because that's the back of your mind as an athlete is your injury or your previous injuries. So if he's 100%, it's a good fight. If he's not, you'll see him not throwing as many shots as he normally would.
That's not good. That's not good
at all.
So I'll tell you what. There we go. We need to get your thoughts, though, Coach. Is like I said, some of these segments, they're going to result in articles on various websites. So we need to get your thoughts on the Canelo gates, where Canelo, is he pricing himself out, saying, hey, you know what? Or is he just trying to shut up the media so they'll quit asking about Benavidez and focus on Jaime Munguia May 4th?
Well, the thing is about that is he's not outpricing himself because he's a prize fighter. He is the face of boxing. He's been there for a while, and he deserves every dollar that he asked him for. But also people are not recognizing if he's asking for that dollar, imagine how much dollars he's putting in Benavidez' pockets. See, people don't look at both sides of the coin. They look at it for what they want to look at it as. Yes, Benavidez is the monster. Yes, he's the bigger, taller fighter, more active speed-wise, but Canelo is a true champion. And if I'm going to pass the torch to another Mexican fight. I'm Canelo. Give me 300 million. If I lose, I'm out. And I'm retired. You know what I'm saying? And that's just
Yeah.
it is. You know, a lot of these guys, like I said earlier, they sell themselves short, and that's the problem. You got to know your value, know your worth. Can nobody tell you what you're worth? Can nobody tell you, oh, well, nobody else, well, that's them. That's not me. You know what I'm saying? That man
Mm.
in going up to 75, taking chances, being 68, winning championships. He been the face of Mexico in boxing since Cesar Chavez passed the torch. You know what I'm saying? To De La Hoya and to him. You know what I'm saying? So you cannot tell him in today's day that that's too much money. It's really not.
Mm. And there it is. And there it is. Speaking of, and you brought up Deontay Wilder earlier, right? Well, first of all, let's stay on this topic. Um, do you like this fight? Does Jaime Munguia have a genuine opportunity here against Canelo Alvarez on May 4th?
Everybody has a genuine opportunity when they step in that ring. The version of Canelo that we saw the last fight, that's the version of Canelo that can't nobody beat. If he's in that type of shape, then Munguia doesn't win against him. It's a Canelo stoppage or unanimous decision.
Hmm. And there it is. And there it is. You know what? Yeah, Jaime Munguia. It's going to be interesting to see what the crowd reception is because he had a lot of fans. And unless you live in Mexico or know people in Mexico, they don't realize what a big star Jaime Munguia is becoming over there. He's making the rounds in the media, and they love him over there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Mexican people, they understand that Canelo's on his last leg, and they understand that Munguia could now get the torch passed to him before Benavidez because of the threat Benavidez is to the world of boxing in that division. Um, they're ready to embrace Munguia. You know what I'm saying? And they're ready to put him out there to the world and put their money on Munguia. You know what I'm saying? Because they believe he's a younger, fresher, hungrier fighter. So of course, you know, it's in his favor for the pride of Mexico.
Yeah, and for the Mexican nationals, guys, in case you didn't know,
Mm-hmm.
David Benavidez is about as Mexican as George Washington.
Mm-hmm.
They
Right,
don't look at them to say they like to be
right,
honest. They call guys like me and guys like Dave Benavidez locals.
right. You're Mexican Americans, not
Yep,
Mexicans. And same thing with Ryan Garcia.
yep.
So Ryan Garcia, Mexican American, with Pitbull Cruz, Mexican. You know, Benavidez, Mexican American, Canelo, Mexican. So you got to look at that. And listen, it's the same bloodline, but because of geography, some people get more love than the other from the Mexican nationals.
No, and how? Let me tell you, they're very diehard, proud Mexico.
Mhm.
So yeah, we're gonna see that. We're gonna see that on May 4th in Vegas. It's gonna be really interesting, and I'm really looking forward to it. Um, so let's move over to the Barclays once again. Your thoughts on Ryan Garcia? What's going on here, Coach? Now, once again, you have to be a psychiatrist and a friend and a mentor and a counselor many times, right?
Yes.
Often. So, how would you handle this situation if you were Derek James?
Well, if I'm Derek James, I'm just in the lab studying the hell out of my opponent and just trying to work on just that opponent. Everything else, Ryan is gonna be Ryan when he gets in that ring, and if he's hard headed, he's gonna be hard headed then. So at the end of the day, for me, Derek just has to really, really coach him, and Ryan has to trust Derek. If he doesn't trust him to listen to him, it's in for a long night or maybe a short night.
Oh
You
boy.
understand? So
Yep.
Derek has a great coach as Derek James is. My hat always goes off to him. That's my guy. Nothing but love and respect for him. He's a legend. I think he has the tools to get Ryan right. I just feel like Ryan has to be able to accept it and then apply it in the ring.
Yeah. Do you see that happening in less than what is it now? 3 weeks?
And that's my point exactly. It's kind of a lot of pressure to put even on a legendary coach like that to try to make changes on someone that has already set in their way and has success in that way. It goes the same thing with Salas and Rowley. Whatever they'll try to put into him right now, he's going to go back to what he knows from what was taught to him prior or what's in his second nature when he want to get into a tough spot.
Oh boy. Yep. That's it. And so you're not surprised then that on most sports books, Devin Haney is a 10-1 betting favorite.
Hey, I'll give him 20-1. Devin is another level fighter, man, right now in
Yep.
boxing. and I have nothing but good things to say about him. I'm proud of the fighter he's becoming, and the guys that he's beaten. It shows that listen, the kid is getting better, and he's still young. He's one of the youngest ones out of a lot of them. Just because he was undisputed doesn't mean that he's older. He is young. You know what I'm saying? So he's only going to get stronger. He's only going to get better. His mind only going to get stronger. And I'm telling you, that kid is really something to look at, and to see him train in camp. He's a monster.
Yeah, and what are your thoughts on now? What are your thoughts on Devin Haney having a change of heart, saying, you know what, there's going to be more money here at 40. People are going to be moving up. There's really no one at 47 now that Terrence Crawford is moving up, as well as Errol Spence Jr. I'm going to stay here and clean out this division. Do you see him getting past Subriel Matias, the IBF champion currently?
Yes, Subriel Matias doesn't have the lateral movement that he needs to have against Devin Haney. Devin has great movement and great defense. Subriel wants you to punch at him and stay there. Devin Haney is a defensive master, sort of like a Floyd Mayweather Jr. in a sense of not really getting hit with big shots throughout the fight. You may catch him here and there, but you're not going to catch him again with the same shots.
Can you see, how do you see a fight opposite Teofimo Lopez playing out?
Now,
the
that
current
one,
WBO titleist.
Now, that one is crazy because Teofimo is highly skilled. He's very unorthodox, and he loves every bit of fighting. And he's an athlete. So that's two major athletes, two major egos, two great teams. That's the fight. That's the fight I'll pay to see, hands down. I would even, to be honest with you, the Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney is a 20-1 landslide to me, like I said. So I don't really see anybody really giving Devin, a nice little push to, like, apart from Teofimo Lopez, it's at 140, unless Gervonta moves up, Subriel Matias, yes. But if you're a basic fighter, he's going to kill you. But if you're a high-level talented fighter with feet, hand speed, and all that, it's going to be a long night for him. But Subriel can't take body shots. There it is.
Yep, there it is. And so Tank, he's going to be, he's projected to face Frank Martin. In my opinion, Coach, this is going to prove to be maybe his toughest test to date. Your thoughts on the very capable Frank Martin, and do you think that PBC Tom Brown did a good job in his last, I guess, most recent 3 fights, forcing him to fight boxers and forcing him to take the lead, even though he's a prolific counterpuncher by trade? Do you think that will serve him well against Tank Davis?
He doesn't have enough punch power to keep Tank Davis off of him. He has a good punch volume, a good system, but unless he sits down on them shots and really punch through his opponent, it's very hard for you to give Tank Davis a scare or to hurt Tank. Tank knows how to take punches, and he knows how to maneuver himself through those situations. Now, the only battle I see is because he's southpaw. So it's 2 southpaw versus each other, and that'll be the factor of how great a southpaw fights another southpaw. It has to come with a lot of experience. So with that being said, certain guys' Achilles heel is fighting a southpaw. Sometimes it's like that for a southpaw. The reason Bud Crawford is able to be so successful is because he's a switch hitter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he can fight anyone and he'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? But with Frank Martin, he's dominantly a southpaw, and that's great. But when you find somebody that's a great southpaw, the only remedy for that is a great right-hand fighter to counter that, because he's just going to dominate the other southpaw because of his experience and his power.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's going to be an interesting fight. I can't wait. Let's hope that it materializes for June. Because
remember when Frank Martin fought Michelle Rivera?
Yes, he picked him apart. It was a masterclass.
How many punches did he throw at him? 1 million, and did it knock him out?
No, he didn't.
So that's my point. 8-ounce gloves, no headgear, that button get touched. If you don't have enough firepower to keep throwing fire against firepower, it's very hard to survive versus big punchers. And those people that say, Bully, yes, about punches. Yes, because it is a nullifier. Power is shut
Yep.
your lights out. Power will fucking, sorry, excuse me, will, it will stop everything in the track. Sorry, I get passionate a
Yep.
lot.
It's the ultimate neutralizer. Yep.
Yeah, it's a
There it
neutralizer,
is.
man.
It's the ultimate neutralizer. Well, we're coming on 60 minutes, so just a couple more, Coach. Your thoughts on this? Well, it looks like it's going to be finalized for Saudi Arabia. And that's going to be June 1st. And it's going to be in the co-main event of the evening, more than likely projected to be, of the, well, Dmitry Bivol, Arthur Beterbiev, huge unification or undisputed showdown. In the co-main event, it's going to be Deontay Wilder against the Big Bang, Zhilei Zhang. What are your thoughts going into this? Oh boy.
I don't know the mental state of Deontay Wilder right now.
That's it.
Him losing to Parker really pissed me off. Just
go ahead and elaborate why, as to why, sir.
Because you're jabbing and you're moving into a puncher's right, straight right, or overhand right, over and over again.
Yeah.
The problem with most fighters today is they're moving to their left so much that they're going to get stopped by right hands. You know, a guy got a good right hand. Stop moving to your left. Go forward or step to your right. But they don't practice jabbing to the right as a right-hand fighter, so they can never do it in a fight. So, sometimes you watch the boxing match, you're like, Wilder, move that way. But he ain't studied for it. He ain't did it before, so he's never going to do it. So he needs to work on stepping away from somebody's power. Just because you got power doesn't mean somebody else don't have power. And that's the problem with a lot of fighters. They feel, I can knock him out. He can knock your ass out too. You understand? So move away from the power hand. You know what I'm saying? Also, get on that mountain, run that mountain, get your lungs open. You got to breathe. When Deontay is bone and muscle, he needs oxygen through those muscles. If you do not have oxygen through your muscles, you're going to gas out.
Yeah.
So you got to go to high elevation and train, run those miles. I don't care what your game plan is. It ain't going to work if you're tired.
Yep. And we saw that in Zhilei Zhang's last fight against Joseph Parker.
Those guys, Zhang, big as he is, they all don't use their jab. What is going on with the heavyweight division?
I don't know. Maybe they didn't watch enough Larry Holmes.
Or Ali, or Lennox Lewis. Come on, man. Lennox Lewis. Come on, Lennox, you got to jump with these guys, Lennox, and let them know, hey, that jab is the alpha and omega. You feel me?
Yep. It's your first line of defense and sets the table for your entire arsenal of punches. Emmanuel Stewart, when I worked with him, he always referred to it as the golden ticket.
It is. It's the first thing to contact the guy and your first line of defense to block some shots.
Yep.
If you use your jab, you can see exactly what that guy want to do next. That's all.
Yep. That's it. And it's amazing how you're absolutely right, though. We haven't seen someone use their jab. Well, Tyson Fury has an excellent jab, and I think that's how he beat a prime Deontay Wilder. A very intelligent one where he mixes in feints and touch jabs. And
I'm upset about that legacy right there. I think they cheated Deontay Wilder. There shouldn't have been that many fights with them. Deontay knocked his ass out so cold in that ring. Eyes rolled behind his head. That fight was over. You know what I'm saying? But, and then the rest of history changed. That fight changed the history of heavyweight boxing in that time.
Well, you're referring to the first fight at the Staples Center, the old Staples Center.
Yes, when he dropped him, and any other fighter would have been counted out. Hands waved.
Yep. So how do you see the big undisputed unification in May between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk?
Usyk is so talented. He's so sharp. He's a great accurate puncher. It's just a size disparity for me. It's like Tyson is so big and so tall. If he's in shape, you don't beat him.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree, sir.
Somebody come to Tyson Fury, he's not in shape, like the MMA guy Ngannou. Oh, that's a Tyson Fury that wasn't even serious in training camp. Serious Tyson Fury is going to outmaneuver Usyk, and it might stop him because he's so big.
Yeah, there's a huge height and reach
weight.
and just weight disparity. Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to outweigh him probably by about 50, 60 pounds.
Easily.
Yeah.
Usyk
Oh,
needs to
boy.
be a bridgerweight and not a heavyweight.
Yeah, indeed. So the last 3 minutes, Coach, is there anything you'd like to plug or promote at this time?
Well, like I said, I'm going to the promotion phase of my career. I'm always going to be a trainer till I'm dead, but I'm adding promotion to my belt. July 13th at the Plaza here in Vegas. We're going to have a main event with Maurice Victorious Lee for the WF Intercontinental belt. And another 10, 11 major fights from a lot of good locals here and finding guys from around the States to come put on a good show.
And there it is, guys, the incomparable Coach Bullet, Cromwell Gordon. Thank you so much for being here, sir. And I tell you what, we hope to have you back very soon. What a nice treat in this beautiful Monday afternoon. God bless you, sir. And tell you what, enjoy the fight card this Saturday, guys. But on behalf of Coach Bullet, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to War Week Boxing. Have a great day, everybody.
Vashon Holdings proudly presents WAWR Radio Chats with ring announcer Joseph Heron.